You understand? Our boy Tamir Rice, legally on paper, he had equal protection under the law. They shot that child in cold blood. Nothing happened to the race soldier. They can pick and choose whether to enforce these laws or not. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I focus on economics. This is why I focus on handling business so we can get an economic base. Because, see, that will alleviate a lot of stuff. See, we can't do politics without money. Our brother Claude Anderson taught us this. See, this is what I want to talk about at the Foundational Black American Conference. And that's the threat, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you think they're so hell-bent on us not having that? Because we're going to talk business. We're going to talk with business owners. We're going to talk wealth building. We're going to talk economics, economy building. We're not going to sit around talking about the data on how broke everybody is and how we can't do nothing because we so broke and we can't do nothing but wait on a socialism program from white mommy, white daddy, some bullshit, whatever they be talking about. We got to sit around and talk about the data on how broke we are while everybody comes around our neighborhoods and get rich off of us. But we run around here talking about how we can't do nothing. We got to learn how to aggregate our resources, which we can. We got to get the right people around so we can talk some damn sense. I really want to bring some heavyweights at the Foundational Black American Conference, but we got to see how serious everybody is, family. See, the seriousness depends on you. We got like 20-something days left for people to contribute and get their advance tickets. We can do it or we can't. I'm not pressured to do it. I put the Indiegogo up because people seemed like they were serious. We're getting a little momentum. We got to get it where we need to really get it if we're serious. Because, see, when things start getting thick, when the attacks start coming, see, people start, there's some reservations. People get a little nervous. People get a little scared. You understand? So we got to get down with it if you're down. This ain't the time to be scared. Understand, when you are having a psychological revolution, because the revolution starts in the mind, it's not going to be a pretty sight. Everything is not going to be caca and kiki, and everything is not going to be fun and games. And there's going to be a lot of distractions. We should not be swayed by distractions. See, this is about being focused. Because I'm not going to talk politics without talking money. Politics is nothing without money. This is why laws don't get enforced for us, because we don't have money. Asian people, they are the least involved in politics. Asian Americans don't give a damn about voting. And when Peter Liang, the Asian American cop, killed Akai Gurley out there in New York, that Sambo prosecutor, Ken Thompson, who was supposed to put Peter Liang in jail because Peter Liang actually got convicted. The jury convicted him. The Asian community, they didn't vote. They took a bag over there to Ken Thompson's coon ass. They took a bag to him. And then he did what they wanted him to do and let the damn cop off. See, that's your politics there. Politics is based on money. One of the Rothschilds, I think it was one of the Rothschild barons of the Rothschild family, he made a very interesting quote. You did? He made a very interesting quote. He said, "If I control the money, I care not who make the laws." He said something to that extent. You did? Now, I'm looking at, somebody sent me a tweet. My sister Jade, she sent me a tweet. She's up there in Washington, D.C. She showed me some of the flyers they got out there. And my sister just sent me a text. She's out there in D.C. now. They're out here passing out flyers for talking about Comcast and Infinity and all this old stuff. Some of these activist groups out. I mean, the corporate people got their shields out there now. Some people are sending me flyers showing that they got fake grassroots people all around Washington, D.C. right now. They got a bunch of fake grassroots people. Shout out to our sister Jade. Jade is a rider. Jade is going to be at the festival, at the conference. And also, Jade is going to be in my movie Buck Breaking, too. Jade is a rider. I love that sister. She's a rider. But like I said, it's all about getting your paper up. So we got to start trimming the fat. And another thing, when we have to get people away from us, when people have turned, when people have shown their true colors, because right now it's crunch time. So we're going to start seeing the real from the fake now. And that's always going to happen. When it's time to handle business, you're going to start seeing a separation of the real and the fake. Watch out for these people who is on this fake neutrality thing, because when you have people who are just jumping out of the window like the ADOS leaders, and then you have people running around talking about, hey, we got to just be brothers and we can't be doing all this fighting. We all got to stick together. I call that fake neutrality. Watch out for people with fake neutrality. I question them. Usually there's an agent thing going on with them. There's a provocateur type of thing going on with these people who have fake neutrality. When you see that one side of the fence is doing foul shit, when you see repeatedly the foul things that they're doing and you're trying to speak about it in neutral terms. I watch people like that. Watch out for fake neutrality. Watch out for these people. They see what the hell Tone and Yvette are out here doing. They see this finesse. They see how these people are just undermining Black society as a whole for their own gain. You see it. I'm looking at anybody who's even halfway supporting them at this moment. Real funny. And I've had some of their supporters call my show, called my live broadcast the other night. Have y'all seen these people, some of these idiotic people? There's one guy called up at like 3 a.m, somewhere where he was, clearly on a narcotic. Some of y'all saw the broadcast. This guy was clearly on a narcotic. This is what they got rocking with them. See, we got to stay focused and stay grounded. My foundational Black American family. We got to stay grounded on the lineage. Everything else will come together. We stay grounded on that lineage, everything will come together. And another thing you got to watch out for. When you see people who are a little bit too rah-rah, just a little too rah-rah with it. People trying to ride real, real hard. You got to watch some of them too. Because there was somebody connected with the ADOS leadership who a lot of us thought was a rider. And something very interesting was exposed about this gentleman. There's a dude named Jamie Fowler. And he reminds me of the Black Panthers, how I think the Asian guy, Richard Aoki, I think that's his name, in the Black Panthers, he was the most rah-rah person there. Richard Aoki, he was the one, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name. The Black Panthers got all their guns from him. He was like, hey, we need to ride on these people. We need to ride. We need our guns. I get your guns. I know how to get some guns. He was the most rah-rah dude, wasn't even a real Black dude. He was an Asian guy, and they got all their guns from him. Turned out his ass was an agent. This dude was an agent. But this Jamie Fowler guy, what he does, he's made a lot of videos where he runs up on politicians. He ran up on Bernie Sanders, ran up on Elizabeth Warren, ran up on some other people. He'll run up on them and start asking them questions about reparations. He'll just run up on them. Hey, what about those reparations? Hey, what about those reparations? And we were applauding the guy because he would get them to, he would ambush them and they would kind of freeze up and they would kind of start stumbling and stammering about reparations and all this stuff. So, some of that stuff could be used. A lot of these videos were actually used against some of these politicians. You dig? So Jamie was doing that. He was doing that to a few politicians. And we're cheering them on. I'm like, there you go, get them to commit. But I'm like, this brother's riding, but I got a question. Something stood out to me. Something I was curious about. Something I'm like, why or how did this guy get that close to these politicians multiple times? How did this black dude who's doing ambush interviews get this close to those politicians multiple times? Let's let that sink in for a minute, okay? This dude has a bunch of videos where he has access to get right up on these politicians, right in their faces, doing the same ambush thing. And it was usually only him. Not too many other people did it. It was always him, the same guy, running up on different politicians. Because if you do it once, that means they'll put you, the Secret Service or any kind of other federal law enforcement agency, they'll put you on a list and they have a perimeter. These people got all types of ways to check people out and look whose faces are where, and they'll make sure you wouldn't even get in the perimeter. So this dude did this multiple times. They have tight security, but this one dude, this random black dude, keeps running up on these people. That was very interesting. So now, fast forward to now. Yesterday, Jamian, he was trolling my page. He was trying to get me to react to him. He kept throwing up all these straw man arguments. Man, I'm kind of torn between ADOS and Foundational Black American. And I tell people, ain't nothing to be torn about. Being a Foundational Black American is not a choice. There is no organization. There is no leadership. But this Jamian Fowler guy kept trying to get me to react to him. He's just trolling all damn day. And somebody sent me a tweet and I responded to some person, and then he jumped in the tweet. I'm like, dude, you're really trying to get my attention, Jamie, and I'm trying to be cool. I don't want to smash on the guy. But he was like, man, I don't know who to choose from, but Tariq, you be narcissistic, man, talking all that type of stuff. Now, I'm already looking at that funny. I'm not going to even respond to him because it's a straw man argument. It's basically a way to bait you into a conversation with him. Because if you know what went down, Yvette and Tone started to attack me first, and I responded to them. But when people, again, like I said, with this fake neutrality, they are fake, not knowing what's going on. You got to watch these people. And I said, bruh, what did I say to him? I just kind of dismissed him. I don't even know what I tweeted. But then when he did this, he did something interesting. He said, you running like you ran from this lady here. He posted a video from 3 or 4 years ago where I was in Charlotte, and this other agent named Sister Sola, do y'all remember her? She was at a lecture I did in South Carolina, and she tried to ambush and cause a scene at my lecture. So during the intermission, they took me to another room and they had to get her out of there. And so she was there with a whole bunch of other agent provocateurs. If you guys remember, some years ago, that was a real infamous thing that happened, and that changed the way I did a lot of my business. I was in Charleston, South Carolina, and I made the grave mistake of going there without my security. Ola was there, because Ola is in North Carolina, so Ola came down, but I didn't have my usual security with me. So I went there, and the promoters, I kind of felt a certain way about them because they were some square dudes. And dealing with those guys is another thing that made me stop dealing with what I call square promoters. I've always told you I like dealing with dudes, some street dudes, because I can kind of check their resume in the streets. And usually they deal and do business a little different. So this lecture was loaded with agents. It was agents all in this lecture. And they tried to ambush, and I started looking online, and they were trying to plot and orchestrate an ambush. So I had to change clothes and get ready to scrap with some of these cats, but these cats started bussy popping and wanting to take selfies and all this old sucker shit. So I really felt the way about South Carolina. I said, y'all got some real fuck niggas out here trying to hide behind a woman, and these dudes are low-key filming and all this stuff. Yeah, this chick was running around here. This Sister Soul Love chick is a big-time agent. And some of these other Negroes that were there with her were other agents too. So the Jamian guy, he sent that video. Like, you ran for her. I said, dude, I'm not about to fight no woman. So, nigga, you some kind of woman beater? What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm going to walk away from a woman. I ain't about to fight a woman. He's like, yeah, I know, because I was there. And then I started calculating something. He's like, yeah, I was there, and they hired me for security. And then I started looking back at my old files because I got all types of video from that night. I have different angles because people were sending me different angles, and because there was a ruckus with them trying to get them agents out. And I started to review some of the old films, and I saw Jamian's ass there with them goddamn agents. This nigga's up here clicked in with the same agents that were there at my lecture. And I'm posting all of this on Twitter. If you look at my Twitter, I'm posting receipts. I done screenshotted this nigga up here with a suit on looking like a fucking FBI guy. I done screenshotted some of the text messages that I found from some of those agent niggas planning. They were literally orchestrating this shit. And then they started throwing each other on the bus they start throwing each other under the bus online. Because it failed, because I caught on to what they were doing, because I knew something was wrong, because I was doing my lecture, and in the front row, it was a couple of chicks and some dudes just standing there, kind of not standing in there, but just kind of sitting there mean mugging. And I'm doing a lecture, and I'm like, what the fuck? Their energy was real weird. And I knew something was up with these folks. Because I'm the only one there at the lecture. So people, if you're coming to see me, if you paid money to see me, you're going to be glad to see me. But they're sitting in the front row, mean mugging, looking real funny and shifty. Their eyes looked a little too beady. So I knew something was up. So I had my hustle senses ready for some shit to go down. Somebody in the chat room had it right. They planned that whole thing. They planned it from top to bottom. The main nigga was one big nigga named Shakim, and I done told y'all about this dude. A big nigga named Shakim, big 6'7" nigga. That was the nigga I wanted to go after his big ass. I wanted to get at him first, heavy. And he started bussy popping and wanted to take selfies. But I started looking at their text messages and their social media, and the venue, they were hiring all these agents. They hired Jamian, who's a damn agent. One of the big niggas, they hired him as a promoter, a street promoter. So this was planned from top to bottom. They planned this thing from top to bottom. And right there, I said, I got to take my security very seriously. Some of y'all remember I talked about this a long time ago. About 4 or 5 years ago, I talked about this. This was a big thing. This shit was crazy. It was insane. But the point is, Jamian's ass was right there. I got video of this nigga there, all in the mix. And now what does Jamian do? Jamian goes around and does the same thing to politicians. He goes around doing these little ambush interviews and stuff. So this dude has a whole history of doing this ambush type of stuff, and he has access to these politicians. Dude, that ain't nothing but a damn agent. And when I start pointing out all these receipts, I'm posting all types of pictures of this nigga, all types of pictures of the agents this nigga was with. He gonna block me because he couldn't even refute anything I'm saying. He couldn't even deny it. I was hitting here. He outed himself. He made a mistake and outed himself because no one would have thought that I would still have footage from that venue that night. See, a lot of folks, you don't know when you're being filmed. This dude had no idea that there was still footage. I got so much footage from that night because I study that shit. I go over that with my security. I show them when something goes left, we look at stuff and make sure we see what the weak spots were. Okay, somebody should have been here. Somebody should have been there. We should have been watching that guy. So we go through these shits like football tapes. We go through them like football, and I keep them. When I see something like that happen, I study it. I've been looking at them. I got those videos, and I study every single person who was around. I study all the people in that video, people in the audience who wasn't smiling. So now I know what to look for in the future. But go to my Twitter. You'll see the receipts. I posted a whole gang of receipts. And this dude, Jamian, from ADOS, the organization, he couldn't even refute them. He didn't even deny it. You can't. I got video of you, nigga. And the dudes you with, I got text messages and Facebook postings of these guys. You understand? So this is the kind of stuff that ADOS, the organization, has going on. You have confirmed agents. When you want to see receipts, we got confirmed agents. Oh, I'm good now. Somebody said you got to keep your head on the swivel. Oh, I'm very good now. I'm very good now when I travel. Oh, I'm very good now. Because a lot of times when I have a real big event, I got two forms of security. I get the FOI and I get street dudes. So I'm good either way. You understand? Those FOIs they're more thorough than the street dudes. Nigga, them FOIs are no damn joke. Yeah, that's all I have. Every time I travel, I have my FOI brothers. They are not a joke at all. I've done events with them, dude. Even before I go in the building, they in there looking under chairs, closets, on the roof. Those are some of the most thorough brothers in the country as far as that security. They don't play around at all. Somebody said, don't tell it. No, I'm just giving them a gold star rating. I'm not telling all the details. I'm just giving you a play-by-play on how thorough they are. You dig? But then every now and then I might have a couple of street cats to, just for backup. Sometimes I had to stop taking my street cats though. I can't have too many. They want something to pop off, so I got to chill on that sometimes. You dig? But again, we got to know how real it is out here. We got to understand there are agent provocateurs all over the place. You saw the agents they had during the COINTELPRO 60s. In the 1960s, they were everywhere. You think they went somewhere? They're still around now. They're all over the place. They're all over the internet. They have infiltrated some of these movements, and we have to stay focused. We do not let them discourage us. We got to stay on our grind, stay on our square. We're not going to pivot into all of these different agendas where we're going to be scared to vote because our civil rights are going to be taken away because of some old ass obscure law that hasn't been enforced forever. We got to join hands with all of these other subgroups. And no. We're going to stay focused on our tangibles. We ain't going to do no damn down vote Democrat, none of that garbage. We're going to stay focused on what benefits foundational Black Americans. And we're going to really focus on our paper. We're going to focus on our money, focus on our resources, focus on aggregating our wealth. And that's going to be a major theme at the Foundational Black American Conference. If you guys want that to be a thing, if you guys want that to be a thing, if you want it to happen, you got to make it happen. Let's be very clear. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want the Foundational Black American Conference to happen, that's your decision. Now, I can sit here and just make my movie buck breaking and just do what I do because it was the family who wanted me to do this conference. So y'all let me know if you're serious. If you're serious, you can go to the link and let's make it happen if you really want to get down with it. Either or. If not, that's fine. I'll work on this buck breaking movie and do what I do. But if y'all really want to ride and really smash and really get on code and really get our ideas and our agenda together on our own terms without us being swayed or pivoted, then let's make it happen. If you're scared, say you're scared. And you can go somewhere and chill. Y'all can go to the strip club or bussy popping weekend or whatever you do. If you're scared, say you're scared. Y'all can go back to the Revolt Summit, have a twerk contest. If you're scared, say you're scared. Pop your ass and pop it good. Your neck, your back, whatever you want to do. Just knock yourself out. If you're scared, just say that. But if you're a rider, if you got the balls and the gall and the heart to stand up to systematic white supremacy, and as our brother Kaba said, what would Harriet do? Would Harriet back down? Would Harriet start bussy popping? Would Harriet start chickening out? Would Harriet move forward in the face of adversity? See, I'm built for it. Let me tell you, I'm built for moving forward. I'm battle ready. Family, I done gone through the burning sands with these white supremacists. Fam, I'm down for whatever. Let me tell y'all something. See, some of y'all ain't, a little adversity kind of scares you. Family, let me tell you something. When the police run up in your damn house with your babies, that hardens you up for anything else. When people are calling your house, threatening you and threatening to kidnap your children and putting your address in your house and your children's school map on the internet, that hardens you up. When you try to go to another country and they say you're banned because of your ideologies and you're not conducive to the good of our country, see, that hardens you up. I'm ready. I done been through it. Having a conference with some white supremacists mad and their Negro minions throwing dirt, I can handle that. I got that. You understand? I'm ready. Having your friend killed in broad daylight in cold blood, my brother Nipsey, you dig? I'm ready. Are you ready? You understand? White supremacy wasn't built overnight. It's not going to end overnight, but you got to be persistent with going after justice and standing up to systematic white supremacy and their Negro minions. So you make a choice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into Tariq Radio. All my foundational Black American brothers and sisters, keep your head up, keep strong. We're here for a reason, and we're going to stay focused. You can click the link below to go to the Indiegogo page to get down with the conference. And also, ladies and gentlemen, follow me on my new Instagram page at KingFlexENT. That's my new Instagram page, just in case they kill the main one, because again, they're silencing our voices for a reason. Family, if we were saying something wrong, they wouldn't take down our brother Professor Black Truth's page, which is back up. They wouldn't keep taking down the Black Authorities page. They wouldn't keep blocking me on Facebook and blocking my Instagram page. If we were saying something that wasn't true, they wouldn't take down my Kickstarter page. They're doing this for a reason. They don't want you to hear what we're telling you. So that means we're doing it right. If they're giving you a platform and not giving you any kind of adversity, that means you're doing it wrong. That's why you don't hear complaints about the Revolt Summit. If you in there talking about bullshit, rap, and twerking, if you in there popping your ass, they're not going to say nothing. That's what they want you to do. When we're talking about getting together and building wealth and resources, now it's a problem. And as John Lewis said, we need to get in some good troubles, but not good trouble out here marching in goddamn Selma. We need to march our ass around each other and network with other business people so that we can build wealth. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I will holler at you Sunday. Y'all be good.